Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're a little late. We had a little trouble getting on YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well. We'll let people keep logging in here and see where we're at. Let's see.
Hello, William.
Oh, William's first one.
First one.
Hey, William, how are you?
Congratulations on your restaurant.
Yeah, you got your first restaurant. Congrats. Hey, Lloyd, how are you, buddy? Eris, how are you?
Oh, Lloyd, I forgot to get in the mailbox at the office and get the mask.
Oh,
I forgot all about it till Lloyd.
Well, I gotta go to the office Monday, Tuesday, so we'll get it.
We'll get it, Lloyd. Thank you for thinking of us.
Hey, mi amigo, Oscar, how are you? If I sound a little congested, as I am, I've been fighting the flu this week. It's not Corona, so don't get excited. I've already checked out by the doctor, but it's just been a pain in the butt.
Sarah Hay. Oh, Sarah Hay signed up a restaurant this week too in DC.
Yeah. Good morning, Terry. Koyat.
Kevin. Jose. Oh, Jose, I think you signed up for a Q restaurant this week. Good job.
James Jones, how are you doing, buddy?
Peggy's here.
Yeah, Peggy was texting me a few minutes ago.
Oh.
So let's get started here so we can get rid of or get some of the updates behind us here on some of the stuff. So let me walk you through a few things. This morning, I got an email from Daniel Kearney, and he's in DC area. He sent over a great little training video he did on QR codes. And the reason why is, I think some of you know that we're getting blocked by T-Mobile. All that will go away here probably in about another 2 to 3 weeks. Once we get our short code, we've signed up for it. We've done all the right stuff. So it's about a 5 to 6 week process to get approved. So that's in the works. Once we have that short code, then we won't have any more problems with any of this stuff. So that's what's going on with that. We're also building out, so you understand how the restaurant business works. We'll have a standalone website called tripdelivers.menu, and that is for the uploading the menus, the restaurant information. That's where the restaurant tours can go in and put their menus up and all that kind of stuff. So that's and there's an app connected to that. So we're finishing out the restaurant app and the restaurant website. All of the technology is built. So only thing we got to do is really just make it look good. So we're doing all of the user interface stuff this week. So hopefully we'll have it up in about 6 or 7 days, which is important to have up because as we start to light up some of these markets, we'll want it there. And we're also enhancing some of the features on the merchant back office, and that should be pretty well done on Tuesday, Wednesday this week. We're pushing a whole bunch of stuff live that we've been getting done all last week. We're going to push live before. We have one piece of technology that we could have moved off of the test servers, and then we just said, heck with it, just leave it there. We'll get this fixed today, actually. And then Monday, Tuesday, we're going to push a whole bunch of stuff. When part of that will be the SS number, the EIN number, or the ITIN number. So there'll be 3 different places that you can, you shouldn't have any problems. For anybody that's, coming here in the States and they need a ITIN number, you can just put it in. And if you haven't filed for it, go file for it, you can get it. And then you'll also have the corporation number, EIN number itself, if you have a LLC or whatever you're operating under. So you can put that information in and your Social Security. So all of this stuff, along with a bunch of other things, are getting pushed live this week. Part of that process this week also on a separate push, probably near the end of the week, is the issuance all the merchant IDs, merchant accounts. So we're going to get all of those issued once we get up that product up the end of next week. So we'll go back around, let everybody know, okay, it's time to go sign in and get your merchant account. If you're a driver, and don't worry about the restaurants right now. We'll let them get their merchant account the week that we start setting them up with their either tablet or POS system. Also, I'll be working today with Shannon a little bit, zeroing down on which POS systems we're going to be using. So we'll probably get that published. I know a lot of you ask, and a lot of you get questioned when you're out in the field talking about that. So you'll have a list so they know. But if we don't have them integrated, then we'll send them a tablet. So it shouldn't be a big deal. Let's see. Oh, a thing we're changing, I mentioned about it, on the login right now to your back office, to the affiliate back office, or partner back office, excuse me. We're getting rid of the OTP because it's creating other problems, not so much the login itself, but it creates other problems because that OTC is connected throughout the system. We're going to take that away, and we're just going to go to a regular login. So that'll alleviate a lot of problems for the company that we're having, where there's redundancy in anytime you're trying to do something, you put your phone number in or your cell number in, it's causing problems in other areas. So by getting rid of that, it saves us a lot of time and customer service issues or whatever. So that's all going to be done later this week and up and running. We'll send out a text exactly what you have to do.
It's not just the back office, though. It's going to be the apps, too.
Yeah, the apps, too.
Yeah. No, you just said back office.
I'm sorry.
I just want them to know.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Everywhere will no longer be an OTP.
It'll be a lot easier for everybody. All you got to do is use your email address you signed up
and
with.
You'll create a password.
Yeah. So let's see what else I've got. Also trainings next week. We have a new training that we're going to do with Evelyn. If you haven't met her, she's the director of customer service and about everything that has to do with customer service in our company. She's phenomenal. She's done a terrific job since she's been here. And she knows a lot about the systems and technology. She came to us via Airbnb, so she has a real handle on a lot of different segments in our business model. So she's going to do a training next week on how to do restaurant signups, and it'll be, part of it will be training and part will be Q&A. So you want to jump on that. That's going to be 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time next Wednesday morning. The regular trainings will have Monday and Thursdays English at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or it's at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And then also the Spanish will be Tuesday and Fridays next week. So that's it. And we'll get that all published here probably Sunday.
Yeah.
Probably Sunday we'll get it all published up. One of the things we haven't been using to our advantage is text messaging. We're not going to use email for now until we get onto a really stable platform. We've changed IP addresses 3 times. We've used a number of email platforms and big name ones. And for some reason, we keep getting low rates. So we know text messaging works. We were just waiting to get also where we could text out to the entire field, not to just drivers. So that's set up now. So we'll start doing text messaging once or twice a week. We should utilize that to start building for the Saturday YouTube calls that we're doing. We need to drive people to this venue so they can learn about what's going on with the business. And I would suggest to you guys, if you really want to build your business, start bringing people to this. So if you know there's a training or an update information, whatever it might be, you should be wanting to bring somebody here that can either be a driver or help market the company. So those are the things you need to start thinking about because they're important to build your business and build on our brand at the same time.
David Gibson's asking, where are the trainings?
Where are the trainings?
This week.
Yeah, this week.
Everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, so the trainings.
If you just subscribe to YouTube, you turn on your notifications, you'll get notified.
Right. So you have to turn on your notifications if you want to get notified. Just like this, if you didn't know there was a call, but you would get, if you subscribed, you would get a notice to it. One of the things we're going to start doing, as I mentioned, our form of communication is YouTube. I didn't do it again this week during the week for a simple reason. I was down part of the week with chest congestion and the flu. So I'm already back, ready to go. So, but we need to build the audience here and start bringing people on. One of the good things, Patrick Santiago starting to do a lot of good stuff. He's in a full-on recruiting mode, along with restaurant signups. Peggy De La Salle has done a phenomenal job. She's jumped back on board with the company. And so between the two of them in Seattle, we're probably going to do a test market in about 10 days there. So we'll open up that market with limited restaurants, but they'll be clustered in a market so we can manage that process. So we'll get that up and working. Daniel Kearney wants to do the same thing in the DC market. So there's some smaller areas in there. So I told him if he goes and gets, 15 or 20 restaurants, we can just light up a very narrow part of the market, and then you can start building off that base. But I don't see a lot of activity in the markets we have the most drivers in, which is the Miami Fort Lauderdale market. I mean, we're very slow there, but Seattle's coming on strong. Boston obviously is coming on strong. Daniel's starting to sign up in the DC market. So there are a lot of these markets are coming, and once we build momentum in some of these markets, then I think a lot of these other markets will fire up at the same time.
And I just remembered something. Pam's going to be on the training on Monday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Pam, who is opening, as probably most people know, she's doing a phenomenal job in Boston. I think she signed up 5 or 6 restaurants last week.
Like one a day.
Yeah, she's doing about one a day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's terrific. That's all I can tell you.
She's in the lead.
Yeah.
Way in the lead.
Yeah. So also we congratulated William.
And
Thomas Robinson did a phenomenal, so it's a big shout out to him. He did a phenomenal price comparison, not our price comparison of us. He took a restaurant and same item, then he went to Grubhub and a couple of other guys and showed the comparison pricing through the markup. And if you look at the markup, it's about $4 on top of about a $14 item. So you can do the math, how much that markup is. So look, we save a lot of people business. One of the things that we found out this week, actually, Peggy and I were on a call, and the guys kept asking for a better pitch, not about drivers, but about the restaurants. So we're working on getting that done. Santiago's working on it along with some of the other people with Peggy not Peggy. Evelyn and Amy are working on that. So we're going to get a better pitch. The other thing that people don't understand being the restaurants, they think when we're soliciting their business that we want all their business. And the fact is we just want to be inside their business part with, Grubhub and Uber Eats. We just want to be on the shelf with those guys because over time our business model will overtake them. So don't go into these restaurants and say, hey, we want to replace your existing service because they're not going to do it anyway because they're doing so much business with them right now. Over time, we'll start replacing that business. They'll see the savings. They'll push more orders to the company as just a form of making more profits for themselves. That's about. You got anything else you want to cover?
No, but there's some questions.
Okay, I'll take some Q&A.
Can international members still promote even though we can't purchase the marketer membership, and will it be tracked until it works?
Yes, you can. We're sorting through all that out, Koyat. Moving to the login and doing away with the OTP is going to solve some problems for that. The thing about Canada, and we got some information back the other day, and I'm not so sure it's the right information.
We have finance looking into it.
Yeah, so I called finance up to get a hold of legal and get some legal advice because what they're saying is we have to be legal in Canada, and I don't think that's correct.
Well, not only that, you have to have on, some of you have had this problem before, so your location services on your phone have to be turned on always so that your app works. So what's happening is your app is really smart, and your app is like, oh, you're not in an area.
They're geolocating you off your IP.
So that's the problem, that it's not allowing you currently to sign up. So we would have to figure out a way with tech. Once we find out legally it's okay, then we have to figure out a way with tech to make it so even though you're not in a location that we are currently open, you can still sign up. So it's a work in progress, Koyat, but we're not forgetting
We're gonna get it resolved, believe me.
Yeah. Lloyd is asking about Verb.
Yeah, okay. Verb still is on the back. It's all done. All we got to do is hook it up, but it hasn't been a priority yet. Right now, signed up restaurants is not, it's okay for it, I guess, but that's really not the purpose of the Verb product. Sign up restaurants, you got to go knock on the door. Yeah, I mean, some of you guys are doing marketing, and they're doing a pretty good job. They're getting some results out of it. However, I think the most productive way is going to be calling on the restaurant themselves and knocking on the door. But yeah, Verb will come up, but it's not a primary. Look, we probably got about 10 updates coming this week of all the stuff, and 8 of them are already done and tested. We got a couple on the block, which is the merchant account and one other item that we have on the blocks for this week. And then Verb will be in the next phase, but it won't take long because all the work is done. We've been working with them in the background. We just haven't put it in our system. They have the app, all the connecting parts already up. They have all of our information in their system and all that kind of stuff.
Liz from the Latino team wants to know if you have looked over their proposal about the zip codes. Yeah,
let me. I know everybody's trying to figure out how to do this easily. And here's the thing, the Latino community, Oscar had me on a call. They had an idea that they should just go by zip code into a market. Well, you can do whatever you want. You can go into a zip code, but I guarantee if you just do one zip code at a time, you're just gonna not be successful. The reason you should be looking at markets or sub-markets within the markets. So just so you know, we're updating our whole geo-targeting software this week. We sent them 160 markets and 3,000 sub-markets. So if you go by zip code, you're going to just go into one little market by zip code. And when you have a whole market to go to, if you live in a market area, if you just live in a market area, you can virtually work your own market. And there's probably hundreds of restaurants, whether they're fast food or chain operators or independents, they're all there in the market. So doing it by zip code, you can do it. I mean, I'm not here to tell you not to do it. You have to do what you feel comfortable in doing. But I think you're going to put a lot of energy into a zip code and not get the results you're looking for.
And plus, you'll see this change as soon as we get it updated, because when you're a driver, you pick your market. When you're signing up a restaurant, you pick your market. Right now, I don't know how many markets on there, but it's not enough. So when we update it, you're going to see, wow, there's a lot more markets, and that's not even all of them yet.
For example, in California, the way it was set up, and it was set up incorrectly. They set up Northern California and Southern California as a market. Well, there's only thousands of sub-markets or sub areas within those markets. So it's wrong. So actually, I personally went through it all myself. That's why I know what's in there, and went through it because I was so, I couldn't believe the way it was set up.
Yeah.
So anyway, all that information has been ported over. So it's going to get loaded up here today, tomorrow, next day, and then that'll change the complexity. Just keep in mind that we'll have 3,000 sub-markets in over 160 or 170 markets themselves. So you'll see, for example, let's talk about like Oakland. So you'd see Oakland as a market, but then you have all these surrounding cities. So those cities are attached to Oakland as sub-markets itself. So we have right at 3,000 sub-markets, and that we're probably looking at that almost every day as restaurants come in. We'll see where they're located. Maybe we miss the market they're in that they signed up in. For example, like Shasta and Redding, the closest city to them, which would be a market, would probably be which would be Chico, and that's still about 40 miles away. So we have to look at it on almost all these on an individual basis.
Jose Hernandez, Bob, the marketer pays the $99. Then question, they won't pay again until the market goes live?
No, here's the issue with the marketer. Everybody kept saying, well, I don't want to be a driver. So what do? Well, I can't have you come in for free and earn and all that stuff. So all we said, if a marketer wants to be productive and earn commissions right away, you can start recruiting other marketers. You get paid right away. But yes, it's $99. It's the same program that the driver does, identical, except the drivers aren't driving right now, so we're not going to charge them, obviously.
So the marketer can market now.
Yeah, the marketer, you can start marketing and signing up people, or anything that you want to do that's related to the marketer, and start earning, commissions. It's up to you. I mean, we're just putting programs out here. If you want to take advantage of them, you can. If you don't want to take advantage of them, that's your decision. But we listened to what the field said, and that's what you wanted. So that's what we put together.
Bernadette says she's talked to some restaurants that think their contracts with Uber Eats are exclusive. So she's trying to explain, she wants to verify they don't have a contract with us. They don't have a contract with them. They can be with anybody they want.
Yeah, I seriously doubt if there's a contract between Uber Eats and the restaurants. That defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do. Ours, we have no contract, basically. We're 30 days with anybody. Anybody can tell us to leave anytime they want. And you're trying to make it easy for the restaurateur. So we're just saying that we're going to do a great job for you. So we're not worried about having a short-term or long-term contract with anybody. Just give us the opportunity to perform. And we believe that through training and all of that and leadership in the field, the drivers themselves will do a better job working for us. One is they get more money. Two is they're saving the restaurants money. So there's a lot of advantages to what we're doing.
Prince, is there any additional hands-on characteristics with the restaurants with our model?
Any what?
Hands-on. The white glove team.
Well, one of the things we do that nobody else does, we have a white glove team that's headed up by Art Richardson. And Art's, has been with us since day one. He's senior VP. So we've shifted him around a number of times. I think the white glove program, and I'll explain that to you in a second, is going to grow to a fairly significant piece of our business. And what it is, it's once somebody signs up with us, then we need to hand that off to Art's team. Art's team is going to call the restaurant, get the owner or the manager on the phone, welcome them on board, ask them 2 or 3 questions that are pertinent so we can start doing some pre-planning. And we hope that a lot of this on the sign-up gets done too. You can ask these questions. How many deliveries a day do you do? What's the PO system you're using? So we can integrate into the PO system they have, or know that we don't integrate into that and we have to send them a tablet. So those are the things that the white glove team does. And then through the year, they'll be just randomly calling restaurants to see how are our drivers taking care of them? Are they getting the food out on time? Or they're waiting for the driver to show up and then the food gets cold and that causes problems. So that's some of our thinking about that. What I think is different and better that we do, which is by having this white glove team. And by the way, the feedback has been great, because as the restaurateurs get in contact with Art has been pleasantly surprised that they're very excited to hear from us on a personal note, because our competitors don't do that.
Sorry. Trying to control the dog too. We could see the people that signed in, but how can we see the number of people and the dates they signed in? So the people that they've signed up. So you cannot see when they signed in last. That's a feature that we have.
Yeah, it's not we don't have a feature like that. One of the features we are putting in, which is on phase 2, which will start probably the following week, not this week, the following week, which is if you sign somebody up, you'll get noticed with an email that person signed up.
You can export a CSV of your people from your back office. If you're having a problem doing that, I'll tell you 2 troubleshooting things. Try it on Google Chrome, because it seems to work better there. And if it's not coming up, clear your cookies and your cache. Yeah. Because it does work. It does not work on Safari for some reason. Yeah. And I don't know about other browsers, but it's best on Google Chrome.
So you can download, your file in your back office and print it out. So, if you have 5 people or 1,000 people or more, it'll print it all out there. So you start using that. But at the same token, you can go on there and you can see their phone numbers or an email address. Start calling those people. I mean, you have a target-rich environment of 112,000 or 15,000 people, in our database right now. And all of you that are in it, that are probably on this call, can go inside there, start pulling out your people and calling them up, say, hey, here's what's going on with Trip. You want to get engaged once you sign up for, the YouTube channel and subscribe and get on these calls and start learning about it. This thing is going to take off. It's already, I see it right now already. We're signing up more and more restaurants a day. We have a lot of people, leadership that's come back to the company over the last 10 or 15 days, and particularly even last week. So it's growing, and we're getting people to respond because now they see that we have everything, and there's no real hindrance, there's no showstoppers to getting signed up. And with what we're doing in the Seattle market with Peggy and Santiago, it's going to light it up. So we're looking at maybe in about 10 days to get that online on the test or beta test, but they're going to continue signing up restaurants. But we'll get started in that market and get a real feel for it.
Ruby.
Hi, Ruby. Aloha.
Can there be a statement showing a step-by-step process of signing up a restaurant? And we're going to do that on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's the Wednesday training, is how to sign up a restaurant. We've had trainings on this before, and the best training you can do is go sign up yourself, walk through the process and sign up yourself. Look, it's not that hard. I've been through the whole flow on the restaurant sign up. We changed the flow. That's part of what's coming this week that's going to get done. I've been on the whole flow and signed up as a driver, so I understand that. And we've thoroughly checked through all different parts of our business over the last week or so. None of this stuff is hard. You just got to, if you just kind of follow the instructions, you can't go wrong, particularly on the driver sign up. I mean, I did it myself, which is, and I hate doing that stuff.
Okay. Ken in Hawaii also. Oh, I'm so excited. I want to go.
Hey, we got a new Hawaii guy. Yeah. Hey, Ken.
Ken has solidified one of the big restaurants in Hawaii with over 20 venues.
Wow.
If you need help, Ken, contact Shanna because she can help you with.
Yeah, Shanna can help you, and you can reach her at Shanna at Triprides. Tripdelivers.com.
Jim Clover, on my phone, I don't have the marketer tab. Well, Jim, there is no marketer tab.
Yeah, so you got to sign up as a consumer.
Right.
And then you'll get to the market, you'll get to the tabs, and then you'll see to become a marketer. You click on that. And
Jim, I do believe that you're a driver, and you would not have that because your Refer and Earn tab is on your driver app.
Right.
So once you become a driver, your Refer and Earn tab moves over to the driver app. So you refer someone from your driver app, refer a consumer.
Right.
Once they sign up, they go to their Refer and Earn, and then they become a marketer. Mike Jones, in regards to marketers, how will they get paid if drivers in restaurants aren't active yet? They will get paid on other marketer signups, Mike.
Hold on just a second. Joe Jones had a question. I've submitted a couple of national restaurants.
You're at the bottom, yeah.
That I received their corporate contract info. Contract info to support for Shanna. How do we get updates on that process or progress? We don't have a process in place. After this call, I got to talk to Shanna anyway, so I'm going to bring that up so we can find out exactly. Hold on.
Ken wants to know, how long does it take to get approved to drive? Ken, it takes about 10 minutes if you don't have any issues. If you have an issue, it will ping you back and it will say need to upload a clearer selfie, or your driver's license needs to be the front or back or whatever. It will come back and let you know, but it's actually a really fast process. If it's taking longer than that, then you need to email support@tripdelivers.com and Evelyn will look into it for you. Meredith has a question. Hi, Meredith. If someone is a customer, for example, and refers a driver, and then later that customer upgrades to a driver or marketer, will his commission stay at 30% for the ones he's referred before he upgraded? Yes, Meredith. His commission will not go up until he upgrades to a different position.
Right.
Well, we're not mind readers. We can't pay in advance.
Okay, Mike Jones asked a very important question. Hey, Mike, what's the payout for signing up marketers? The payout is whatever your ranking is. So if you're a legacy, it'd be 50 and 15. If you're just a pro marketer, it's 50 and 5. If you're a side hustle, it's 40%. So whatever the rank you are is what your commission will be.
Okay, once again, how can we see the number of people we signed in? You can export your list, and it's a spreadsheet, and it has numbers on it, so that will show you how many
you'll see their phone number, email address.
But it will also be a list, so it will show you.
Yeah, it's a spreadsheet. It'll print out in a spreadsheet format, so then you can work that list. But if you don't want to download it, you can just scroll through the list and write them down yourself if you want. It depends. You might know some of the people or whatever.
Okay, so Aris keeps asking this question that we've already answered, but we'll answer it again. So he's asking about the e-wallet for the marketers for people in other countries. The e-wallet is not the problem, Aris. The problem, like we said, is the location services. You are required to have your location services turned on to always for your app to work. So if the way it's recognizing is you are outside of the United States. And so it's not allowing you to purchase the marketer. So you can't even get to the part where you do the e-wallet because you got to purchase the marketer. So we have to find out from finance and legal first about operating in other countries. And then we have to go to tech and figure out what we're going to do about location services. But first we have to find out the legality.
And we'll find that out this week. So.
Oh, Fia wants to know, how can I join? Fia, oh my goodness, everyone's going to be messaging you right now.
Ike also want to know a question. What's the minimum age to become a delivery driver? It's 18 years old. So we just want to make sure a person is a little more mature. So 18 is the age. And the background search, it goes really quick now.
Miles Daniel, I think Miles is in Denver. Looking ahead, maybe introduce analytics that calculate order ready and order pickup so the company can be proactive if the orders are picked up late by recruiting more drivers in that area.
No, it's good comment. We do have some bells and whistles on the system when the restaurant orders in play. In other words, they start preparing it. How far are drivers away? When do they get notified? Do they continue communications with the restaurant? Things like that. That's all built into the app that the driver's on.
Prince is asking about, is there a key for the market tracker, driver, customer, restaurants?
A key?
So basically that's going to change.
Well, yeah, we have the market tracker up. And it hasn't been really updated. It's still got a lot of we haven't updated any restaurants on there. We're going to be, as part of phase 2, the following week, we have another significant piece of software we have never talked about that's inside our system. That actually is where all the information gets loaded for the markets, and the sub-markets get loaded into that database structure. So once we load that in, and then we'll load the restaurants into that database also, and then we're going to flip over to that system and not use the current market tracker that you guys see. This is much more versatile for us, much more responsive for our needs. And then we'll post that up. So you'll see restaurants and drivers in the market. You'll see both. So that'll be the following week when that's up.
What are the requirements? I don't know if I understand this question. If an owner has more than one restaurant? There are no requirements.
No, they're not. No.
Okay. Daniel's asking me, sure, Daniel, do you mind if I email you about some people that are having some problems that getting approved? So yes, Daniel, go ahead, email me.
Yeah. So they're
Amy@tripdelivers.com.
Yeah. So just so you know, when we went from manual to auto on the sign up process for the background search. Some of the people that we have still in the queue, we've emailed or text everybody in the queue that was turned down. We've done that multiple times.
You want me to tell me how many there are? Because if they're on here, they need to contact us.
Yeah. Well, there's
87 of you.
Yeah, that have not come back after we requested you to come back and fill out your information. Because what happened was they were on the side that was done manually, and then when we flipped over to auto, so we can't drive those down. So they got to supply their information.
We let them know.
And we have the ability to text them through our system now. And we have texted them. We asked them to come back. So if they have a problem, either they didn't get the text or they didn't read the text, but there's 87 of them that we need, and that's all. Everybody that's coming in for the last 2 weeks isn't a problem at all. So
we're trying to get those 87 people taken care of, because we don't want you to come back in 6 months and say, I'm still waiting for my driver approval. So if you think you might be one of those people, then please, please, please send us whatever it is we said that we needed, that we were missing. Mike Jones, I'm so glad you brought this up, Mike Jones, because I had the same problem yesterday. Anyone else having a problem completing the e-wallet process? I can't go past the cookie screen. Mike, you can't do it on a mobile. You got to do it on your laptop. Yeah. I did send this into the e-wallet, and I'm hoping they'll get that fixed. Yeah. But there I showed you that screen.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be reaching out to you guys more frequently now that we've got the text messaging worked out. There's a question that I think is important, and I think hold on just a second. They're talking about what this is.
Where are you looking?
Right here.
Oh, Sergey. Yeah. I got an owner that stated that he uses Postmates and Grubhub, and he doesn't like how Postmates designed his menu. We want to know if we can design the menu on the app similar to Grubhub.
The answer is we can't design it like Grubhub. It's more. It's a lot more user friendly though that we're working on. All the technology on that side of the business is built, so it's just now doing the user interface, making it look pretty, basically. But it's pretty simple. You can do some things on some of these apps or websites, and you can overcomplicate it by putting too much graphics on it. It slows it down. You got to think, if there's 1,000 users on there at any one time, what's that going to do? Is it going to slow it down? So we're less graphic intensive on ours, much more just line item information, like a regular menu that you would see, but it's HTML. What's the next question?
Meredith. So she wasn't asking us to be a mind reader. She
says,
will they be upgraded commission on the ones he referred before he upgraded? No, he will only get paid the higher commissions after he upgrades. Yeah. So it's not like, I signed up Bob and then I upgrade in 2 months and then I get those 2 months commission that he was paying at the higher level. No, it's once they upgrade, then that's when the next pay period they start getting the higher.
Right.
I hope that clears it up, Meredith. Well, we have our sponsor's name in the back office.
No. How do they find their sponsor's name? They should know.
Email Evelyn.
Yeah. That's a good question, because I don't know the answer to that.
First of all, you should know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you should know who signed you up.
But yeah.
But I'll look at that, since we're doing the email, so when somebody signs somebody up, I'll get an email.
And you know what? Your sponsor should be in touch with you. I'm surprised your sponsor's not taking care of you.
Yeah. Well, let's find out if technology-wise. There should be a reason that we can't find your sponsor and just post it in your back office.
Daniel, the drivers he's talking about have not received a text. Okay, Daniel, then there's something wrong. So yes, please send me those people.
And we'll get them fixed over the weekend. Most of them.
Maybe. Bob wants to overpromise you. I'm going to be realistic. Daniel, I'll look at it this weekend. Liz, what are the cities that are closest to opening that they have an acceptable number of restaurants, drivers, and users? These numbers would help us implement a strategy to reach the goal. All of them, Liz.
Okay, let me walk you through it. Okay, and it's almost the same question comes up on every call. What's it take to open a market? So here's how creative thinking goes. So we've always said, in a major market, we need to have probably 400 to 500, and we'll open the market, and we should end up with about 10% market. 10,000 restaurants in a market, which a lot of these do, then we should have 1,000 restaurants in our system and signed up with us, and we're blowing and going and all that stuff. Here's where creative thinking really applies. because you can keep asking that question, and that's a showstopper for a lot of people in their head emotionally. Oh, I got to go out and sign up 400 or 500 stores. Well, if you signed up 500 stores in that market, and you weren't the one who signed them all up, but just participated in signing up to get to 500, the commissions on 500 stores is probably, hold on, I'll tell you pretty much what it'd be. So the commissions on 500 stores just in that market paid on an annual basis would be about $750,000 on 500 stores. So smart thinking is what Peggy and Patrick Santiago are doing, which they called me on the other day, and they said, hey, we have some girth in a marketplace, so like a sub-market within the market. Can we do, if we get 10 or 15 stores up in that market and we'll fill it with drivers, can we open? I said, absolutely. If you think you can manage that, because that'll give you the impetus to grow into the other parts of the market, not only if it's Seattle, but in any market. There's always other smaller sub-markets in there, and you just have to make sure you got clusters of stores in there. But that's smart thinking what they're doing. They're looking at, hey, how do we get up with 10 or 15 stores? By the way, a couple of their stores, they're signing up, or they actually signed up. One does 100 deliveries a day, or on the weekends does 100, and during the week it's between 75 and 80. So these are thinking, they're thinking parts of that. So if you're working by yourself or as a team, and you see enough stores that you can get up, or when I say stores, restaurants, then let us know, and we'll watch your progress. And if you get a sub-market where it's concentrated, we can open that market and put 20, 30 drivers in there in a heartbeat. It's nothing to do that. So we just, the key is getting up and running and getting moving. But, you know, a lot of the same people on here are the same questions from last week and the week before. My question is, hey, let me ask all you guys one single question. How many of you on this call signed up a restaurant last week? I don't see anybody raising their hand except for William. But I can't really see anybody raise their hand. But yeah, you know, but that's the question, you know, with the amount of people in our system, and that's why we got to wake people up, is get people moving, because the earnings power of this business model is staggering. Think about that. 500 stores generates, that's $750,000 in commissions.
They're saying me.
Yeah, good, good. Keep waving, man. I love the legacy.
Sarah, they are saying they can find their sponsor under their profile section.
Okay, very cool.
So they told us.
We should check that out. I want to make sure.
Okay. Sarah Hay says, I once emailed support because I got a driver that always contacts me to help him with the registration. I want to know if I can sponsor him since he doesn't have a sponsor.
Oh, absolutely.
Support never answered him.
Okay. Here's the deal. Yes, you can sponsor him. If you can send your email that you sent in to Amy or Evelyn.
The person that's moving has to move, right? Has to send in a notarized letter saying that they want to change their sponsor.
Yes.
So he can't request to move the person.
No, but I want to know who never got back to him.
Okay.
So I just want confirmation what you sent.
Yeah.
So we can, if it's customer service dropped the ball, we want to find out why they dropped the ball. And we want to make sure that we alleviate that problem so it's not a continuing problem. So what happens in customer service, they get overwhelmed sometimes, and they'll have, 20 or 30 tickets and they didn't get back to that one person. But we want to know what the reason is for that.
Jeffrey Ryder. I like Jeffrey. I feel like I just met you. Welcome, Jeffrey. Just turned on the app, and when people see the demand for delivery, they will drive in droves. Let's stop thinking commission and 200, 300 drivers to open a market. Let's turn it on and go.
There you go.
That's right, Jeffrey.
There's no showstoppers.
Keenan. I joined a while ago. Me too, Keenan. I've been here forever. when the shares were higher. Did the shares change with the new system? No,
the shares was always 1,000 stock options, and if you earn them, they're in your back office. You click on my stock options.
You will not see them until you pay.
Yeah. So if you have not signed up as a driver and paid your $1, or a marketer, what happens, nothing in your back office gets triggered until you're signed up, because it doesn't make sense to give you access to your back office if you're not working. I mean, there's nothing in there to see because you're not earning, you're not anything. But once you sign up, pay your $1 or the marketer, it triggers your back office. So it'll say if you're a legacy or whatever you might be, it'll show the rankings. You have full access to everything in your back office.
And you will have to be active to get those stock options, right?
Yeah, you have to be active.
Just hold them forever.
No.
Yeah.
So the people that have signed up already, they can see their stock options in their back office, and it's a stock certificate, and it says 1,000 stock options. So, and we'll be doing another plan. Probably, my guess, we'll probably announce it sometime around Christmas, the holidays. So it'll be all tied into the following year, next year program. So in 2021, we'll have that in play, and then you'll be able to see options that are earned and all of that stuff.
Deborah has signed up too in Chicago, and she's working Hyde Park.
Wonderful.
Way to go, Deborah.
Congratulations.
Sergey, they email me. Okay, so go ahead, Sergey, send it to me, what you got from support, and I'll follow up. Amy at Trip Delivers, AMY.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Email me because. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That looks like quite a bit of stuff that we've covered today. You got to follow up on Joe Jones.
Yeah.
So we're good. There's going to be a lot of trainings going on this week, a lot of activity on the software side when we start pushing all this stuff live. Just so you know, everything that we're going to be pushing live actually has been in development and done already and tested for the last 10 days. The reason we haven't pushed it, there's some pieces that we wanted to make sure were integrated at the same time. So all of that's done. So hopefully we get this last bit done today, tomorrow. Then Monday, Tuesday, we'll push all this stuff live. So you'll see a easy flow on the restaurants. You'll see more information on the restaurants. The flow on the sign up for the drivers been changed slightly.
You're going to be amazed. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So the rest of this stuff is, if you guys want to build your business, you have to start bringing people to these kinds of calls or to the training that Oscar's having or Shanna's having, or now in Evelyn's case that she's doing. So training is a key, so you really understand, and we're not going to have all the answers, but we have all the platforms up and running, so it shouldn't be a big issue. And we should start hammering away. But Seattle looks like it's going to be the first market up there that they're going to get blown and going here probably in the next 10 days. Keep in mind, the new restaurant website, tripdelivers.menu, and the associated app should be done in about 8 or 9 days. And I'll publish a list of POS systems that we're going to be using, and I'll get that out probably Monday. Even though Monday's a holiday, we're working. So we'll get that published up, and then I can actually maybe when we send out the text, we should attach that as an update.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm getting overruled here with my thought process.
Bob's overthinking, just like you guys.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, have a great Saturday and a great weekend. I want to thank Daniel once again for putting out a quality product on the QR code. And I want to once again congratulate William for doing such a killer job. He signed up his first store, but let me tell you, he's been a great cheerleader for the company, working Miami and getting people moving. And that's part of the deal, just getting people moving. The QR code is on YouTube channel.
There is one question real quick, one last closer out. Joe Jones, I have an owner who has customers that he delivers to 15 miles away. He's asking if he can set a boundary flat fee on deliveries.
Let me look at that, because and by the way, that's a good question, because we have gotten a number of people asked about. Ours right now is like 8 miles, but if we have a flat fee, I just need to look at it and see what it looks like. One of the problems on a 15-mile haul is that food is probably not going to be warm by the time it gets here. So unless somebody really likes the restaurant, they're probably reheating it once they get it home.
Because 15 miles is far. You use our example. We live at Lake Las Vegas, and the Strip is not 15 miles.
No, Strip's about 18 miles.
I would never order something from the Strip because by the time it got here, it would be soggy.
Or if the driver was hungry, it might be gone.
I mean, we can. They actually do deliver, but I don't.
Let me think about that. Maybe we come up with a flat fee after 10 miles or something. But it's still got to be profitable for the driver to haul out there and do that.
And that's all part of the geofencing.
Yeah.
And that we are working on.
Yeah. So. All right, guys. That's it for now. I hope you have a good weekend and appreciate you jumping on the call. Thank you. Do that.